It's always
Good evening. Welcome to Foxcroft Academy, home of the Ponies for tonight's varsity action between the Foxcroft Academy Ponies and the visiting Central Red Devils. My name is Zach White. I've got Bob Beetham with me. We're going to be doing the commentary this evening. Mark Callan, he's doing the camera work and producing tonight's action. Bob, I'm excited to be in the gym. I'm excited to be here between these two teams and see the basketball that we're going to see unfold tonight. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great here tonight. Anytime we're in a gym, it's wintertime. High school basketball season doesn't really get any better than that. I've kind of committed to, after 2 years of the pandemic, not being able to get to games, on a whim. Been in the gym everywhere, somewhere during the basketball season. And again, great to be broadcasting with you here tonight.
Absolutely, it is. It is an absolute pleasure to be doing the game with you as well, Bob. And thank you all for joining us at home for the Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union pregame show. 13:20 on the clock before tonight's action. Bob, let's take a look into both these teams and what we expect to see tonight. Foxcroft, they're coming in on the MPA site. They have them on as fourth in the heel points right now, 7-3 overall. Coming off a tough competition against Ellsworth, a very tough and good Ellsworth squad with one of the best players in the state, I think is fair to say, and Mercier out there. Talk about Foxcroft, what we expect to see tonight, and maybe a little bit more even about their last game against Ellsworth.
Yeah, I think the Ellsworth game, certainly talking to Toby Nelson early in the week, he thought that really to have a shot to beat Ellsworth, they needed to keep the score in the 40s and 50s. The final score was 72-62, so really a little bit higher scoring and more up-tempo than maybe what he would have wanted. And then he's coming off a real big win against Caribou up in the county, which is certainly a huge win for them. So I think the challenge for them tonight mentally is really to prepare and get back on track. Maybe against a team that they handled easily the first time. And I think it's real important for them to get off to a good start tonight.
Yeah, a good start is key. And one of the things, although this FA squad is very good and balanced, and I'll get into that in a minute as well, and their depth they have with their group, they have been known to get off to some slow starts, and this might be jumping the gun a little bit, but I have that as one of the keys for Central and their side tonight. If they can get off to one of those quick starts, it could go a long way and kind of shifting the game in their favor in a sense. But let's look at Central a little bit before we take our first break here. Coming in 2-8, but that doesn't tell the full story of this squad and their first-year coach, Coach Lancaster over there. They're building a culture over there, Bob, and that's brick by brick and trying to claw and fight their way in. But they've been in some close games this year. Let's talk a little bit about this Central squad.
Yeah, they certainly have been in some close ball games. I know the Pequist Valley game the other night at home led throughout the most of the ball game, couldn't quite close it out, lost by about 5. But as you said, Coach Lancaster really trying to build a culture at Central High School. Can play good, tough man-to-man defense. Coach Lancaster, of course, played for Coach Mike McGee at Lawrence High School, played on the state championship team there. So really knows how to build a program and to teach really good man-to-man defense. So Central's going to come out, they're going to play hard, they're going to compete every night. And again, they've got a very young ball club, but they're certainly competing and playing hard.
That they are, and we again want to thank you for joining us on the Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union pregame show. At this time, we're going to send it to a brief commercial break and rejoin you for more on the Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union pregame show.
Sluggers baseball and softball training offers a variety of classes and leagues to expose you to a wider view of the game. Sluggers leads the way in baseball and softball training with industry-leading technology such as Hit Tracks that combines a traditional batting cage experience with modern analytics, all from the virtual diamond of your favorite ballpark. Check out Sluggers today on Facebook, schedule online, or call 207-951-2250 to start your journey with the best training staff around. Excellence starts at Sluggers.
We're busy with places to go, things to do, people to see. Let Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union make managing your money easy with mobile services, bill pay, Apple Pay, mobile deposit, and more. We're as close as your phone. Now serving all of Piscataquis, Penobscot, and Somerset counties. Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union. Personal service, shared value. MHFCU.com.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And stop by Kimball Insurance for all your insurance needs. Whether it be auto, home, farm, business, life, or health insurance, we have you covered. Our agents are ready to serve you and help you with your needs. Visit us at Kimball Insurance at 91 Main Street in Sangerville, Maine, online at KimballInsuranceAgency.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you. Kimball's, your insurance is our business.
Ames Chiropractic Wellness Center is a practice that specializes in treating a variety of different conditions. We treat patients daily who suffer from chronic lower back and neck pain, headaches, repetitive stress disorders, work injuries, sports injuries, and more. Dr. Rick and our entire team at Ames Chiropractic are excited to welcome you to our brand new Bangor office located at 43 Longview Drive, right behind Olive Garden. Ames Chiropractic Wellness Center, helping you to naturally feel and be your very best.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back to Foxcroft Academy. We want to thank you for rejoining us on the Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union pregame show. At this time, we want to take the opportunity to thank a few of our sponsors who have helped make these broadcasts free and available for everybody on YouTube. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. It is free to do so. All you need is a YouTube profile, and you can subscribe free of charge. Keep up with all the action we have going on, live broadcasts, or you can go back and watch some of your favorite, including tonight's action. But this time, we want to thank some of those sponsors. Black Bear Cranes, family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider, located in Hermit, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today. If you need a vehicle, contact Sonny, Sean, Brian, or Ryan at Hartley's. Easy financing available, great selection of new and used. Call 207-368-5751. We also want to thank our replay sponsor, Maine Mapping Company. Maine Mapping Company provides all of your land surveying, geomatics, engineering, and mapping needs throughout the state of Maine. Centrally located in Dexter, Maine Mapping provides boundary, topographic, and aerial surveys, as well as construction survey services statewide. Visit us at www.mainemappingco.com or check out our Facebook page to get more information or request a quote. So, Bob, at this time, let's get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty and what we expect to see tonight, and maybe hit a few key points for either side as we enter sort of the latter third of the season. I've heard Coach Toby Nelson say the season gets broken down into 3 parts numerous times. You're kind of entering that final stretch where you're getting ready for playoff time and contention, or you're really just trying to improve before your year ends. Let's talk about the Ponies first. We kind of have an idea of what they're going to bring, but maybe hit a few key points on what to expect in tonight's action out of them.
Yeah, certainly Foxcroft Academy. Jaden Richards back tonight. Played sparingly down at Ellsworth the other night. I guess was battling some sort of an issue, but he's back tonight. And really their offense really flows through him. He can score, but he's also a really good distributor of the basketball. Caden Crocker can really play pretty much any position on the floor. Good shooter, tough around the basket, and it's really good matchup for them. And they've got a lot of other pieces as well that we'll see tonight. Mudichev kid inside's really tough for them. And then for Central High School, as I said, they've got a really young ball club this year. Rylan Will is probably one of the toughest kids out there. Only about 5'8", but plays much bigger than he is. And Jackson Pollock on the perimeter, probably their best perimeter shooter. And then Hayden Stroud kind of can mix it up inside a little bit for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A few key things I noticed there, and I think Bob, just continuing that conversation, one of the differences or main differences between these two clubs is gonna boil down to size. When you have Mudichev in at center, he's gonna get a lot of extra shot opportunities for your club on the offensive rebound game. And if you can get him on the low block, he can be tough for any team to deal with. And what this Central team makes up for in their shooting and their scrappiness ability, they just don't have the same height as Mudichev down low. So if he can get his game going, I look for that to be another key point as this Foxcroft team even widens their already numbered scoring options that they have. Look to get him going early. On the flip side, on that same note, if you can play tough physical defense, put a body on a man, box out, create opportunities for your own side, that's a good way for Central to get into this game. Start early, be scrappy, match the physicality you know you're going to see, and those things, if along with the golden rule basketball, making shots, you got a recipe for success. At this time, there's 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the pregame here. We want to thank you one more time for joining us on the Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union pregame show. We're going to take it over to some final commercial messages before we rejoin you for the ending of the pregame here.
Busy with places to go, things to do, people to see. Let Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union make managing your money easy with mobile services, bill pay, Apple Pay, mobile deposit, and more. We're as close as your phone. Now serving all of Piscataquis, Penobscot, and Somerset counties. Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union. Personal service, shared value. MHFCU.com.
And stop by Kimball Insurance for all your insurance needs. Whether it be auto, home, farm, business, life, or health insurance, we have you covered. Our agents are ready to serve you and help you with your needs. Visit us at Kimball Insurance at 91 Main Street in Sangerville, Maine, online at KimballInsuranceAgency.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you. Kimball's, your insurance is our business. Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing a vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here to Foxcroft Academy. We've got 1:40 remaining in the pregame here. We're going to try to send it over to some brief replays before these starting lineups begin, but we will have those for you, followed by the national anthem and then the action.
Central. Coming right back is Lovejoy, up and in. Oh, they want to go to him. He goes up, no good. He gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Go back. Boy, some confusion there for Pinquist. Into Shaw. He wants to go up. He's blocked but fouled. Was last year in their tournament run. Three-pointer by Ladd. That's good. Missed shot there. McKenzie came down with the rebound. Lovejoy underneath the Shaw, wide open. Good. Jackson Pollock wants to go to the basket. He's going to turn around, shoot it, and good. Jay Shaw, he wants to go with it. To the lane, up and good. 21, Pinquist by 1. Here comes Lovejoy. He's going strong to the hoop.
It's time.
LJ Shaw up. They're going to call a foul.
Much older than he is, certainly.
LJ Shaw is going to try to get some more points. He's going to go wide open layup, miss. Dustin got it back, puts it up, no good. Willis up, no good.
Offensive rebound that time.
McKenzie, he's going to get fouled. And he's going to
send the foul line in the game.
Tonight's boys basketball game between the visiting Red Devils of Central High School and your Foxcroft Academy ponies. Foxcroft Academy is a proud member of the Big East Basketball Conference. We value sportsmanship. Please cheer positively for all the players involved. We hope you enjoy tonight's game. Now let's meet the starters. First for the visiting Red Devils. At guard, sophomore, number 5, Jackson Pollock. At guard, senior, number 14, Ben Speed. At forward, sophomore, number 12, Hayden Stroud. At forward, senior, number 24, Kobe Bean. And at forward, the senior, number 4, Lucas Gustin. Central is coached by Quinn Lancaster and is assisted by Jimmy Williams. And now the starting lineups for your Foxcroft Academy ponies. And guard, a 5'10" junior, number 3, Jaden Richard. And guard, a 6' senior, number 23, Caden Crocker. And forward, a 5'10" senior, number 14, Cameron Chase. And the other forward, a 6'2" senior, number 31, Adam Connor. And at center for the ponies, a 6'4" senior, number 34, Fernando Olivero. The ponies are coached by Tommy Nelson, and he's assisted by Ryan Dakin and Drew Dakin. The officials for today's game are Ms. Pierce and Mr. Prescott. We now all ask you to please rise and move your hats for playing of our national anthem.
All right, there you had it. The starting lineups, the national anthem. Only thing left to do, jump ball and get this game underway. Should be a good one. So Oliveira getting the start at the quote-unquote center position today, one of the forwards inside. Muduchev going to be coming off the bench. Oliveira has been so good all year for this ball club. Be interested to see how he helps them improve even more down the stretch of the season here. Jump ball away, controlled by the ponies, and away we go, Bob.
And Central's going to start out man-to-man.
Connor, he's going to take an early shot off the glass, up and in for 2. That's how you like to start a ball game if you're the ponies, and they're coming out in the full court pressure here, Bob.
Yeah, it looked like a 1-2-1-1 full court pressure that time for Foxcroft Academy.
It does indeed, so it'd be interesting to see how the Red Devils handle the early pressure here. Dribbling through it now, able to get it into the front court. Well done there. As Pollock had it for a moment inside to Gustin. Kicked back out. Speed, he's going to have a clean look at a 3, makes a 3. Speed, he's going to have a clean look at a 3, makes a 3. Nice shot by Speed there. The ponies wasting no time, racing back down the other way. Richard leaves it off at the rim, up and in for 2.
Yeah, nice job getting the ball up quickly for Foxcroft Academy. Got a real easy basket that time for Richard.
That they did. Ball passed through a double team there. Going to have an early timeout taken by Coach Lancaster. We're going to take it with him and rejoin you.
Ames Chiropractic Wellness Center is a practice that specializes in treating a variety of different conditions. We treat patients daily who suffer from chronic lower back and neck pain, headaches, repetitive stress disorders, work injuries, sports injuries, and more. Dr. Rick and our entire team at Ames Chiropractic are excited to welcome you to our brand new Bangor office located at 43 Longview Drive, right behind Olive Garden. Ames Chiropractic Wellness Center, helping you to naturally feel and be your very best.
Welcome back following the timeout there by Coach Lancaster and the Red Devils. Bob, that definitely seemed like a let's talk about this press timeout. Try to get the team a little bit more under control and not force an early turnover here. Left off for Gustin. Good defense inside by Oliveira. Over to Speed, had the 3 a moment ago. Being somewhat patient here for the Red Devils, as I say it. Gustin takes a turnaround off the mark. Brought down by Crocker.
Yeah, Gustin undersized a little bit in the paint. Listed 5'8", but plays a lot bigger than he is.
Very strong in there as well. But Oliveira left it off, but he's going to say he got fouled from behind. He's going to go against Gustin. Got a little bit too excited on the entry pass there. Went for the steal. Ends up in the hands of Oliveira. Oliveira to the free throw line. Chance for 2.
And Oliveira gets a chance to shoot for 2. Might have had a chance for a 3-point play. Rushed himself a little bit inside that time.
First attempt from the line, off front rim. 4-3 our score, 6:28. Really early into the basketball game here tonight. Second one off the mark as well, brought down by the Red Devils and Bean. Headed the other way, good transition defense, but a pull-up shot right there off the mark. Chase battles for it, gets it up to Crocker. Transition opportunity of their own, nice extra pass up and in.
A great pass that time from Crocker, getting the ball to Richard for the layup.
Was indeed. Extra pass in transition. Pass intended inside for Gustin. Finds its way to him. Up and in for 2. That ball had opportunities to be taken away, as we're going to have a block called on the other end. That foul's going to go against Strout.
Yeah, just a little steps too slow there. Right idea, but maybe just a step too slow to pick up the block that time rather than the player control foul.
So outside of a few half-court opportunities for the Red Devils, both sides playing at a pretty quick pace early on here, Bob. So that one's passed along the baseline. Nice drive opportunity up and in with the right. Oliveira adds that extra scoring threat element anytime he's on the court. Very impressed with his offensive capabilities. As I believe that was Strout on the drive there. Fouled from behind. That's going to go against Chase, and that's going to give early free throw opportunities for Central.
Yeah, that's one thing when you press, too. Sometimes when teams break the press, you get in the half court. Now you're scrambling a little bit to try to find an open man and recover that way.
Strout, good on the first. Coach Toby Nelson talking to his squad. He's done a great job in his 4th season as head coach here for the Ponies. Strout good on the second, so that's 2 made from the line there on that trip. Crocker over to Connor. Back out to Chase. Good extra pass inside to Richard. Richard worked hard for that shot. Just off the mark inside. Another player for this Pony side that's so prolific offensively and defensively as he comes away with the steal there. Transition opportunity up and in for 2. Defensively and
great
defensively as he comes away with the steal there. Transition.
The other end.
Great opportunity indeed. Defense to offense. That trip down. Now gets another steal here. Able to wrap behind Pollock there. Comes away with the steal. Now the pass in transition. Oliveira reverse up and in. Offense starting to pick up here for the Ponies. Their defense, the leading reason why. Bean now drives in. Hard contact. It's going to go against Oliveira. 2 free throws on the way for Bean. Kobe Bean headed to the line. First rolls off the front of the rim and in there, so don't want to do a broadcaster jinx here, but first 3 attempts from the free throw line, all good so far for Central. A couple substitutions checking in now. Willis checks in, along with Ethan Ladd. Second good from the line as well. There will be a substitution in for Bean now, placing him as Butler.
Justin Butler, a 6'3" senior center for the Red Devils. Try to get a little bit more size in the lineup.
Also keep the unit fresh, but we'll be interested to see how players off the bench react to the pressure and press we've seen so far. Nice pass inside, up and in for 2. Oliveira, 6 first quarter points. There's a steal there. Connor up and in for 2. Pollock now. Chase and Richard both on him. Pass ahead to Willis. Able to break through the pressure this time through the hands of Butler. Out of bounds and back to the Ponies. There is a whistle on the court now.
Might be a wet spot they're trying to clean up, it looks like.
It would appear to be. We just hope that's not coming from the roof. That is always a point of emphasis and concern. I don't want to confirm, but that looked like head football coach here at Foxcroft Academy, Danny White. I mean, he does it all. Not saying that was him, but from a distance, if it was. We had a lot of their games this fall. Great club over there on the football side. Pass inside, that's Connor. Back to Richard.
It was indeed Coach White.
Yeah, that's good eyes right there. But a little bit of a miscommunication there from Richard to Chase. It's going to be a turnover here for the Ponies. 16-9 our score. 3:43 still remaining in the opening quarter of action. And the Red Devils still trying to contend with this press. It's caused a few turnovers so far. Able to get through it that time. Well done. Willis back to Gustin. Gustin up fake. Nice extra pass over to Butler. Unable to control inside, but it stays with Central. Eventually stolen away there by Oliveira to the rim. A little bit off the mark there. Crocker got the rebound. Was off the mark as well. Ultimately knocked out of play by Central. Smith, Rayfield, and Mudachev checking in for the Ponies. Kobe Bean back in for Central. Also checking back in is Hayden Strout. A lot of substitutions early on here, Bob. A lot of players seeing some playing time.
Yeah, I think we're going to see both teams kind of rotate a lot of players in and out of the lineup tonight, keep everybody fresh. And pace of the game has really been fast so far.
It has indeed. Crocker, he's going to go to the rim. Off the mark, Mudachev battling. Gets the ball back for the Ponies. Richard now has it along the baseline. Back into Mudachev. Back out to Rayfield. Battle inside between Gustin and Mudachev. Richard tries the wraparound pass. Found its way to Smith. Dangerous attempt there, but it stays with the Ponies. Mudachev from three. Front rim and off the mark. Rebounded by Willis. Central now pushing the tempo here in transition. Good extra pass over to Gustin. Takes a look from the corner. Off the mark. Rebounded by Jaden Richard. Pressure staying with him, Bob, but Richard able to get it up to Crocker. Nice extra pass inside. Jackson Smith up and in. Richard able to get it up to Crocker.
And that really started that time because
nice extra pass inside.
Jaden Richard really sees the floor well and got the ball up the floor, and we were able to get an easy transition basket.
Along with his superb vision on the court, he also has a great handle of the basketball. Can get almost anywhere he wants on the court. Pass inside was intended for Gustin, but tipped there by Mudachev and found its way over to Rayfield. Rayfield wanted to find that one up ahead to Crocker in the corner, but ultimately knocked out of bounds by Central. We're going to have another timeout here taken by the Red Devils. We're going to take it with them and rejoin you.
Sluggers baseball and softball training offers a variety of classes and leagues to expose you to a wider view of the game. Sluggers leads the way in baseball and softball training with industry-leading technology such as HitTrax that combines a traditional batting cage experience with modern analytics, all from the virtual diamond of your favorite ballpark. Check out Sluggers today on Facebook, schedule online, or call 207-951-2250 to start your journey with the best training staff around. Excellence starts at Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Welcome back here to Foxcroft Academy as the Ponies, they lead 18-9 with 1:51 remaining here in this opening quarter of action. It's been a story of the Ponies' defense early on, leading to offensive opportunities. Pass intended for Mudachev inside. Looks like the Red Devils came out in a different defensive set.
They did. They came out of in a 2-3 zone out of the timeout.
Yep. Throw different looks out there. See what sticks early on. They're going to stick with that 2-3. Ball intended for Crocker. It's off of the out-of-bounds play, so that's not a backcourt violation in that situation. They're going to stick with this 2-3, it looks like, for the moment of the Red Devils. Smith takes a dribble in. Back out to Crocker. He's dangerous from anywhere in the half court. Smith intended for Mudachev. Found its way to Rayfield. And it looks like the Ponies are taking a second to adjust to this new defense here, Bob, and trying to find the right offensive set.
Yeah, I think what they'd like to try to do is go high-low against that.
Or they could just find a way to Jackson Smith, and he had a great look at it. Just left it off the front of the rim there. Strout, he got the rebound. Looking to break through this pressure again. And they do get across the half-court line.
Yeah, Smith tried to set a little ball screen at the high post, then rolled, and it was good offensive set there for Foxcroft.
Right idea. That one was blocked away by Mudachev before he controlled the rebound. Now Crocker, he's going to take it strong to the rim, up and in for two. Foul on the other end. Pollock, he pushed the tempo there.
Going to go against Wyatt Rayfield. That'll be his first.
Pollock looking to get the ball in play here. Finally does. Gets it back now under 40 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter of action. Nice pass inside to Gustin. Working against Rayfield. Going to take a fader. Got hit on the way up. He's going to have a chance for two from the line. So it's going to be Gustin's first attempts from the free throw line tonight. .2 left in this opening quarter. First from the line, up and in. You know, Gustin has a really nice form. His shot looks great. Fluid, smooth motion. Off on the second attempt.
You jinxed him.
I did, but it still looked pretty.
It did look good.
Crocker now has it for the Ponies. Gustin battling for it. Smith ended up with it. Misses the layup. Battling for the ball again. Three players involved in that jump ball there. It's going to go back to Central. They trail by 10 with 18 remaining here. Opportunity to go long, but well defended there by the Ponies. Ball finds its way to Strout. Got by Mudachev before being shut off at the rim by Crocker, who steals it away. Great hands there. Looked for Rayfield in transition. Saved. 2 seconds on the clock. Ball batted around. That's going to be how the first quarter ends here. 20-10 advantage for the Ponies. Headed into this second quarter of action. We're going to take a quick break and rejoin you for the second quarter.
To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine. Go and stop by Kimball Insurance for all your insurance needs. Whether it be auto, home, farm, business, life, or health insurance, we have you covered. Our agents are ready to serve you and help you with your needs. Visit us at Kimball Insurance at 91 Main Street in Sangerville, Maine, online at KimballInsuranceAgency.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you. Kimball's, your insurance is our business.
Welcome back here to Foxcroft Academy as we prepare for this second quarter of action. Ponies are going to get the ball to start. Up 10 here, headed into the second. That was a pretty exciting opening quarter there, Bob. A lot of action both ways.
Yeah, I think both coaches have to be real pleased with the energy that both teams came out with at the start of the ball game.
Absolutely. As Richard was looking for Crocker inside, he's going to be pushed underneath.
That's going to go against, I believe, see who that one actually gets ultimately called against.
Nick Masters.
Newly into the game. I think they thought he was shooting, the players do, but that's going to be out of bounds, and the counts begins here. Richard, nice extra pass inside. That's going to be a foul and free throw opportunity. Crocker's now going to head to the line. Thought he was on the previous attempt, but now is. Crocker good on the first. Gets the scoring started in this second quarter of action. That's the second foul of the game against Hayden Strout. Crocker knocks down the second from the free throw line as well. Pony sticking with this full court pressure here. Almost get the turnover on that trip. It says a lot about this Ponies group that they're so versatile offensively, yet they keep that same level of intensity on the defensive end. As another turnover here. Crocker all the way to the rim, up and in for two.
Well, Coach Nelson really likes this group. It's a really good, hard-working group of kids. They really get after it.
Pass ahead there to Speed. Left it off for Strout. Back to Speed, who has a three this game. That one off the mark, rebounded by Bean inside. Nice extra pass, up and in for Masters. So Masters gets his first points of the game. Now Richard, clean look at a three. That one off the mark. Rebounded inside by Masters. Transition opportunity. Pollock blocked away by Oliveira. Crocker, 2-on-1, leaves it off. Richard off the mark. Rebounded by Bean. So again, good opportunity, just unable to finish on that attempt. Richard going to get whistled for the foul. Maybe a little bit of frustration after not being able to connect on the transition opportunity. Just his first of the game. Set to check back in is Willis. Going to be replacing Strout here for Central. Pollock now passing in to Willis. Ponies sticking with this man-to-man pressure in the half court. That ball skipped across over to Willis. Back to Pollock. And great hands there by Caden Crocker. He's got a couple of steals so far. Nice pass there. That's going to be a travel. What a look there, Bob.
Yeah. Hey, that was a great look by Richard that time, too. Not keeping track of assists tonight, but probably had 3 or 4 assists already, and then probably a few others that possibly could have been, or other passes that might have led to the assist and led to the basket, too.
Absolutely. Bean now. Finds Speed on its way in. Clear out opportunity. Going to get the ball across the half-court line. Dangerous place to pick up the dribble, and it's ultimately taken away by Chase. Fumbled it out of bounds. It's going to go back to Central. 24-12. Ponies lead by 12. 5:59 remaining here in this first half of action. Willis the drive. Good hands there by Connor. It's going to get called a jump, but will stay with the Red Devils on this trip. Been really impressed with the hands on the interior. You've seen Caden Crocker get a few loose balls off of some drives, and right there, Adam Connor able to get his hands on it, force a jump ball. Always active inside. Willis to Speed. Speed looks inside, finds Bean. Tipped away again for a moment, but back to Bean in the corner, who's long on the three-point attempt, found its way over to Connor. In transition, nice extra pass, off the mark. A lot of contact on the far end there. Oliveira might have taken a shot to the face. Logan back in transition. But Pollock, he takes and makes a three there. Check on Oliveira. Going to be a timeout taken here. We're going to take this opportunity to thank some of the sponsors who have helped make these broadcasts free and available for everybody watching. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman. covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection, to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today. If you need a vehicle, contact Sonny, Sean, Brian, or Ryan at Hartley's. Easy financing available. Great selection of new and used. Call 207-368-5751. Also want to thank Maine Mapping Company. They are our replay sponsor today and all season long. So all the replays you see are brought to you in part by and proudly Maine Mapping Company. So for the Ponies there, Coach Toby Nelson didn't like what he's seeing this second quarter. Wanted to talk it over with his group. Maybe fine-tune some of the finishing at the rim. Make the most of their opportunities. Richard, he got all the way to the rim on that opportunity, or close enough to it, close enough to the lane there, and ultimately fouled by, it looked like Gustin inside there, Bob.
Yeah, I believe they're going to get Gustin. That'll be his second, so a little bit of foul trouble right now for Central.
Richard off on the first. Checking back in for Central here is Justin Butler, going to be replacing Masters, who's had a nice quarter, Bob. Came in off the bench, made some things happen, got 2 points. Richard connects on the second there. Ponies, they're sticking with his full court pressure. Pollock still has it. Back over to Gustin. Good pressure here by the Ponies. It was close to a 10-second violation there, but there's going to be a timeout taken instead. We'll keep it here and want to give the opportunity to give the full read for Maine Mapping Company, a proud sponsor and helps make these broadcasts free and accessible for everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free to do so. All you need is a profile, and you can subscribe to the channel completely free of charge. But we want to thank Maine Mapping Company. Maine Mapping Company provides all your land surveying, geomatics, engineering, and mapping needs throughout the state of Maine. Centrally located in Dexter, Maine Mapping provides boundary, topographic, and aerial surveys, as well as construction surveys services statewide. Visit us at www.mainemappingco.com or check out our Facebook page to get more information or request a quote. All right, Bob, back to the action here. That timeout taken to avoid the 10-second violation.
And Foxcroft's just going to drop half-court man-to-man right now.
Yep. Willis has it. Oliveira on him at the top of the key. Pass inside to Butler. Miscommunication there, and those are the hard ones. Coming out of a timeout, you finally get a half-court set. Unforced error. But that's part of growing and learning how to play with one another, especially for younger groups. It's always important.
Oh, no question.
Oliveira now has it. One dribble inside the free throw line and back out to Crocker. A little bit of some confusion it looked like there for the Ponies. Crocker now trying to get inside the lane. Found its way out to Richard. Nice extra pass along the baseline. Oliveira up and in for two.
Yeah, did a nice job driving baseline against the zone that time and then found cutting Oliveira for the easy 2 points.
Just doing a great job inside as Richard sets the tempo for this offense. That ball stolen away. Crocker. Transition, passes it up to Oliveira, alley-oop. Line on the way, Crocker. Transition, passes it up to Oliveira. Ball stolen away, Oliveira gets it back up and in for two. It's an Oliveira show. He's got 6 points this quarter, 12 on the game. Ball picked up, almost stolen away there. Extra pass, Willis, clean look, off the mark. Speed had the rebound. Passes it back inside to Pollock. Thrown up, off the mark, brought down by Crocker. Tip from behind there in transition. Active hands for the Red Devils, earns them the possession back. Oh, as I say it, Richard. He comes away with the steal, transition, up and in for two.
Such quick hands.
Oh, as I say it, Richard. He comes away with the steal, transition. That was an and one there.
Come out of the timeout here on an 8-0 run.
Multiple substitutions checking in, Bob. Rayfield, Smith, Mudachev, all checking in for the Ponies. The other side, Masters, Ladd, and Bean, I believe, all checked back in.
Richard, he's good on the free throw attempt, so he converts the three-point opportunity there. As Strout passed that one ahead, tipped away. Gustin corralled it for Central. Keeps the possession alive. Active hands all over the place. Opportunity here for the Red Devils to set up their offense. That's going to be a little too aggressive inside for Smith. Going to be a foul. From here on out, both sides will be in the 1-and-1. 6 fouls against the Ponies, 7 against Central. 34-15 advantage for the Ponies with 2:40 remaining here in this first half of action. Pull up. Off the mark there. Battle for the rebound taken away by Masters. So able to keep that possession alive. Strout, nice extra pass. Bean, clean look. Off the mark. Mudachev battling for it. Gustin, he came away with it. Great work inside by Lucas Gustin.
Yeah, talking to Coach Lancaster last week, too, he said that Gustin, probably one of his hardest workers, really gets after it, and it was a great example there, getting the loose ball against the bigger Mudachev, and get a chance to shoot 2 free throws here.
First one from the line is good. Silas Topolsky, he checks in, replaces Jaden Richard. Second attempt from the line now for Gustin. That one off the mark, rebounded quickly by Crocker. Going to take it all the way himself, throws it up and off the mark, rebounded by Bean. Caden Crocker so quick in transition, but maybe a little too quick on that trip down. Unable to finish. Nice pass from Gustin inside. Masters going to take a look, off the mark. Another rebound for Lucas Gustin. A little erratic on the putback shot there. But you got to give him a lot of credit for working hard on both ends here, Bob.
Absolutely. I mean, Gustin really getting after it tonight.
Speaking of getting after it, Caden Crocker to the rim. Crocker, he's now got 6 on the quarter. Pass ahead to Polsky. Jackson Smith near the half-court line. Good defense by them. Nice extra pass and a better catch there by Bean. Tipped away. Crocker, active hands. Got a hand on that one as well. Strout from the handoff. Passes inside, tipped away. Rayfield came away with it. Foul's going to go against Gustin. Believe, Bob, that's his third.
That is his third. That'll be the 8th team foul. Be 1-1 for Foxcroft.
Yeah, and foul that far away from your own rim, that's harder to deal with. Substitution set to check in is going to be Henderson for the Ponies, as well as Bryce Cadu coming in for the Red Devils here. Rayfield, 1-and-1 opportunity. Good on the first. Both sides shooting fairly well from the free throw line in this one. Of course, as I say, off the mark there, but rebound, stolen away, I should say, by Crocker. Is doubled in the corner there. Coach Toby Nelson is going to get the timeout here. We're going to keep it here with only 1:09 remaining. Bob, that third foul against Gustin there. Be interested to see if they play him the rest of the half here. 37-16 our score. Stick around as we will have the Black Bear Crane halftime show. Bob's going to give us, some information from some of the happenings in the local basketball area and keep you up to date on all the news and exciting times as we are about less than a month away, Bob, before the tournament.
We are. It'll be 4 weeks from tomorrow, and the regular season actually ends 3 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, so we are. Doesn't feel like it. It feels like we just started, but we are entering or nearing that final home stretch. But we've still got some basketball left to play tonight. 1:09 remaining. Red Devils sticking in this 2-3 zone. And it looks like the Ponies content to take some time here. Maybe try to run some sets, work on their offense. Try to get a quality look. Henderson, Rayfield, Topolsky. Smith and Crocker out there for the Ponies, but that one's going to be tipped and taken away. Battle for it. It's going to end up being a jump ball and back to the Ponies there. So almost taken away, but ultimately it does stay Ponies' possession. Played out to the top, Topolsky. Swinging it around the perimeter here. I wouldn't be surprised, Bob, if the Ponies are content with a one-shot situation here if they can get it.
I would think so here. Again, you're up 21 here. I would think they'll probably go last shot here, especially if they're going to hold the ball this long. They'll probably go last shot.
Yep, as we are now under 20 seconds remaining, 18 on the clock. Crocker has it over to Henderson. It's going to be an isolation situation here, I'd assume, but it's harder to do against this 2-3. Nice pass inside, but that's going to be blocked. Jackson Smith came away with a rebound, up and in for two. That ball knocked out of play. Jackson Smith came away with a rebound, up and in for two. Half of action expires here. 39-16 our score following that Jackson Smith 2 to end the first half of action. Stick around. We're going to take a quick commercial break and rejoin you for the Black Bear Crane halftime show.
To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Sluggers baseball and softball training offers a variety of classes and leagues to expose you to a wider view of the game. Sluggers leads the way in baseball and softball training with industry-leading technology such as hit track. Combines a traditional batting cage experience with modern analytics, all from the virtual diamond of your favorite ballpark. Check out Sluggers today on Facebook, schedule online, or call 207-951-2250 to start your journey with the best training staff around. Excellence starts at Sluggers.
And stop by Kimball Insurance for all your insurance needs. Whether it be auto, home, farm, business, life, or health insurance, we have you covered. Our agents are ready to serve you and help you with your needs. Visit us at Kimball Insurance at 91 Main Street in Sangerville, Maine, online at KimballInsuranceAgency.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you. Kimball's, your insurance is our business. Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Ames Chiropractic Wellness Center is a practice that specializes in treating a variety of different conditions. We treat patients daily who suffer from chronic lower back and neck pain, headaches, repetitive stress disorders, work injuries, sports injuries, and more. Dr. Rick and our entire team at Ames Chiropractic are excited to welcome you to our brand new Bangor office located at 43 Longview Drive, right behind Olive Garden. Ames Chiropractic Wellness Center, helping you to naturally feel and be your very best.
To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine. Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Welcome back here, and thank you for joining us on the Black Bear Crane halftime show. coincidentally as the buzzer went off, but that was more for a halftime activity there. Halftime clock still reads 7:24 as we get into our Black Bear Crane halftime show here. I'm going to, hand it off to you, Bob. I mean, you're so knowledgeable about what's going on around the state, regardless of class and some of the rules and changes and happenings. Why don't you share some of what's not only been going on recently, but take a look at some of the classes on the boys' side maybe, and look at some of what you would look at and find interesting from this high school basketball season so far.
Well, I think when you look at some of the surprises, maybe some of the outstanding teams this year, I think we'll start with Class A, certainly. I don't know if you'd call them so much a surprise, but I would list maybe Brewers a little bit of a surprise this year. We knew they were going to be really good. We knew they were going to be a favorite. I don't know if we knew that they were going to be this good and this dominant this season. They've really had, one close game all year, a 6-point win at Mount Blue, and have really, handled everybody on their schedule so far. Excuse me. Class B, for the most part, I think has played out pretty much as we expected. We've got maybe that top-tier teams with Orono, Old Town, Ellsworth. And then, Winslow we don't really know a lot about because they play in the KVAC and they don't play a lot of the teams up here. So they're a little bit of a mystery this year. But I think what I understand, they're very good. Be a contender in the tournament. And then, in Class C, you certainly got with Dexter, Will Kuzniers, and then, of course, veteran coach and Peter Murray. They're, certainly very strong. The thing that makes Class C so interesting is you got so many different regions. You don't know how maybe a Dexter might match up against a Calais. And they play very different styles as well. And then you've got Fort Kent and Northern Maine, too. And then in Class D, probably Southern Arustics the favorite right now. They're about, excuse me, they're about 4th or 5th right now in the heel point standings with their schedule. But a real interesting ball game for them. They've got Fort Kent coming up on Saturday, and then a week from Saturday also will play Fort Kent at home. So those are potential, some big, heel point games for them, and get them, back up in the standings as well. So that's, and we'll talk a little bit about girls basketball tomorrow night when we go out to Central. But kind of in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at in Class, A, B, C, and D, boys and girls. I think maybe some sleeper teams to look out for in the tournament. I like this Foxcroft team. I think they can certainly make a run and make some noise in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there, Bob.
Yeah, and then Class D, I like Bangor Christian a lot, too. I've seen them once. They've got some really good talent. Jalen Reed's good, and they've got some really good pieces around him as well. So I think you look at those teams as well. And then today, certainly the big news out of Maine Principals Association, the classification committee turned down the proposal that was sent to them from the basketball committee. So we will, they're going to meet again on February 14th. I believe it's going to be a joint meeting of the basketball committee and the classification committee to see if they can maybe iron something out for the next 2 years as far as classification for basketball.
Bob, on that note, maybe for some people that might not understand or might not have heard, what has been going on with the reclassification conversations, and what did the rejection on the proposal today, what did that mean? And again, maybe for people that might not be aware, what was the original proposal there?
The proposal that went to the classification committee is that Class A was going to be expanded. Basically, Double A was going to be dismantled. They were still going to maintain 5 classes. I believe Brewer was going to be the smallest school in the new Class A with just over 700 students. So they were going to lower that benchmark there. And then they also formed a statewide Class S, which is for schools of less than 100 students.
Yeah. And I think the specifics of what the proposal was looking at, it was based off of enrollment numbers. And there was an image circulating that kind of detailed school by school and broke down how their total enrollment compared to the class that the proposal had them in.
Right.
So that was rejected. The proposal was rejected today. So those conversations will continue.
Absolutely. I mean, something's going to be in place for the next 2 years. We just don't know what that's going to be right now. I had actually put forth a proposal to the Maine Principals Association. There had been just some discussion about going back to 4 classes. I think 4 classes brings back more competitiveness into the tournament situation. And, again, we'll see what happens with traction with that. But it's hard telling what's going to happen the next time they meet.
It is indeed, and really at the end of the day, all you can do is just be present, be aware, and be ready for changes that may or may not occur. But the fun part about what we get to do, Bob, and you at home, is we get to call some basketball, and you all get to sit and enjoy it with us, and that's the best part about what we do. At this time, we want to take the opportunity to play some of our highlights and replays from some of our broadcasts we've had recently. I believe we'll have Central at Foxcroft Academy. The girls' action that we had earlier this year, and what was a fantastic game, where we're scheduled to have them again, weather pending, obviously, for tomorrow night, where we'll have Bob and I again for the broadcast. But here are some highlights and clips from their first matchup earlier on this year. Pass to Allen, a lot of contact. They're going to let him play. Pull up three. Pass ahead to Allen. Another turnover here. Transition opportunity. Allen up and in for two. Allen now contending this full court pressure. Nice pass inside. Speed. Oh, falling as well. Nice pass inside. Page. She's back up and in. And the foul with the follow again off the mark there. Riley Speed came away with it. She gets a let to take it back out. Try to set up an offense here. Nice drive. Throws up a runner up and in. Page comes away with another offensive rebound for this Ponies team as Weymouth are in this second half of action. Pass out to Allen. She has a clean look at it. Knocks it down.
Second half.
That it is. Annie Raines throws up a three-point attempt. Going to get fouled by Speed.
And well, rebounding and also, but now Central goes away on the fast break. Nobody back for Mary Allen.
That's
because it's going to be open with Foxcroft having to press inside.
Speaking of open, Page knifes inside. Welcome back here at Foxcroft Academy. We're within the final 45 seconds of the halftime here. We want to, again, thank you for joining us on the Black Bear Crane halftime show. And, Bob, thank you for, highlighting some of the happenings and what's been going on in the state of affairs, so to speak, for high school basketball this year. A brief look at each class and, talking a little bit more about the MPA and the proposals there. Real quickly, I want to take the time to kind of look at some of the scoring stats. It's what I was keeping track of there in that first half of action. Couple scores in double figures on the Pony side. Jaden Richard, he has 10. Oliveira, he has 12 on the game. And Crocker, he has 8. 6 of which came in that third quarter of action. The other side, Gustin, he's got 4 for the Red Devils, and he leads the way for them. With that, we get the second half of action started. Gustin hands it off to Pollock, and away we go, Bob. Ooh, a little bit of a tricky play there. Pass was intended for Gustin, but Pollock able to bring it back before it's almost stolen away by Crocker before Richard does take it away. Transition all the way up and in for an easy 2.
Yeah, Foxcroft got real good quickness out front, too, and they really do a nice job anticipating playing up in the passing lanes.
You have to be aware at all times when those guards are all along the perimeter. Speed. He got the scoring started tonight for the Red Devils with a 3. Look to see if he can get a few more going this half. As Pollock now has it. He takes a look. Front rim off the mark. Rebounded by Chase.
They tried to run a little dribble drive offense that time for Central.
Crocker from the corner. Back out to Richard. But those are like behind the back, between the legs. Out of the way, it looked good. Crocker to Oliveira up and in. Richard. But those are like behind the back, between the legs. Out of the way, it looked good. Crocker to played into Pollock following the 2 there from Oliveira. Nice look by Gustin. Had the right intention. As Chase, he did get a hand on it. Unable to control it. And it's going to go back or stay with the Red Devils. Central looking to get their offense going to start this second half. Poked away there. Pollock able to control the feet. Not cross back across that half-court line. Nice drive by him inside. Just unable to finish when he got to the rim. Rebound taken by Jaden Richard. Nice extra
great pass.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. Oliveira not able to convert originally, but got his own miss back up and in. Pass intended for Speed. Gets across half court. Extra pass into Gustin. Off his hands, out of bounds there. Also, Bob, Gustin coming into this second half with the 3 fouls could be something to watch, but with the score being the way it is, expect to see those players playing and try to crawl back into this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
45-16 our score. Richard over to Connor. Red Devils sticking with this 2-3, but it's an aggressive 2-3. Chase, he takes a look at it off the mark. Rebound, Crocker up and in for 2.
And against that 2-3 zone, too, Foxcroft Academy doing a real nice job finding some seams and getting the offensive board.
And that ball played all the way down court and out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover going back to the Ponies. For Central, Butler and Willis. They both check back in. Ponies, Oliveira, he plays it into Richard. See how they set up their offense and try to work through this 2-3. Over to Crocker, he's dangerous along the perimeter for sure, but pass intended for Connor on the far side. It was stolen by Butler, but he was unable to control it. It's going to go back to the Ponies. Bob, that cross-court pass is there anytime you're working against a 2-3. It really boils down to trying to find the open spaces and try to get a skip pass sent across and keep that defense shifting back and forth.
And they've done a real nice job making that defense work tonight.
As you can see right there, and that's going to be Gustin's 4th foul as Richard left that one off on the doorstep to Oliveira. And no activity on the bench of the Red Devils, so it looks like Gustin's going to play through that 4th foul. Oliveira off on the first, still looking for his first made free throw of the night, but he's scored every other way. I mean, he's been so active out here for the Ponies. Off on the second as well, rebounded by Bean. Speed to Gustin. Gustin going to take it across the half-court line. Try to set up this offense for Central. The Ponies do a great job of extending the pressure there. As a unforced error that time down. Travel and turnover headed back to the Ponies. But the point I was trying to make is it's easy to have a turnover like that with the pressure that this Ponies squad puts on you and extends far beyond the three-point line.
Absolutely. And sometimes you pressure not so much to get steals, but to try to speed the other team up and try to make them to make a mistake.
As you saw the Richard pass over to Crocker for the 3 there. Crocker continues his great night. Foul from behind against Crocker there. As Smith and Rayfield set to check in for the Ponies. Pollock, Strout, Masters. Few others checking in. Ladd and Cadiel all checking in. So it's a 5-in, 5-out situation for Central. 2 checking in on that opportunity, replacing Oliveira and Crocker for the Ponies. 50-16 our score, 4:36 remaining. Masters, ball played into him. I've been very impressed with him as he gets 2 more right there. You know, in somewhat limited minutes, he's made a lot of positive things happen as good pressure and double in the corner there. Forced the turnover by Richard. On the other end, ball played in for Masters, but good tip away by Jackson Smith. A little bit of a miscommunication in transition there. I couldn't see if that one went off Richard on that trip down or not, but either way, it's going to be going back the other way. As Pollock, he pushes the tempo. Good pass over to Strout. Trying to go all the way to the rim. Good defense by Rayfield. Pollock, he does end up with it. Nice shot fake, able to take it from the free throw line and make it. Pollock, he does end up with it. Nice shot fake, able. Pollock good on his attempt, that trip down. Connor over to Rayfield. Pass inside, Smith. Nice dive by Adam. Connor up and in for 2.
Yeah, really good, strong cut to the basket that time by Adam.
Nice dive by Adam. Connor up and in for 2.
Basket.
That it was. That replay brought to you courtesy of Maine Mapping Company. Foul inside. That's going to go against Chase. Masters, he's been an interior presence for this Central squad. I mean, you have to respect it anytime he's in the paint now. He's made a few opportunities in there. And in that situation, his activity gets his Squad the ball underneath the basket and a foul against the Ponies. Pollock now drives baseline. Tries to jump into the lane there off the mark. Masters trying to save it for his club. Ends up in the hands of Smith. Richard, transition. Nice skip over to Rayfield. Wyatt Rayfield. Strong off the mark. Tipped out of play. It's going to go back. Oh, well, the signal was originally for Central, but ends up going to the Ponies. Henderson, Topolsky, and Mudachev now check in, placing Chase, Richard, and Connor of the Ponies. The ball played in Topolsky. Back over to Rayfield. Still working against this 2-3 zone of the Red Devils. Into Mudachev. Big presence inside. Back to him. Great ball movement on this trip down. Jackson Smith pass along the baseline. Extra pass. Corner. Topolsky. Off the mark. That's going to be knocked out of play there by Jackson Smith. You know, Bob, Jackson Smith, he's always a presence to watch for inside. He's not the tallest guy on the court. Not the shortest, but he is arguably one of the hardest working. Ooh, nice move by Pollock there. Gets a clean look.
Little shooter's bounce that time for Pollock.
You would say it was planned that way. That's a turnover heading the other way, tipped away, and the Ponies, they get it back. Tipped for a moment, but Rayfield able to control it. Mudachev along the perimeter over to Topolsky. Topolsky to Rayfield. Clean look up and in for three. So Wyatt Rayfield, great look at it there. Adds to his night. He's now got 4 following that 3 right there. Mudachev, nice active hand, saves it, tips it. Topolsky. Transition. All the way to the rim, off the mark. Pollock now has Strout down court. Strout, easy look, off the mark on that attempt. I think the pressure and hustle of Jackson Smith in that situation forced a miss there, Bob. Smith to Mudachev.
Oh.
He tried to go all the way up on that attempt.
And a good follow that time by Jackson.
And stolen right away by Mudachev. But right, Bob, as you were saying. Mudachev might have taken a hit there. But sorry to cut you off there, Bob. It's just the actions happen so quick.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they were trying to go to the top of the ladder there to Mudachev, try the alley-oop, but give credit to the defense of Central here, able to break that one up. Rayfield, he is off on the first attempt from the free throw line. Another one coming. Good on the second is Rayfield. Mudachev tips it out of play. It's going to stay Central ball. Under a minute here in the third quarter to play. 58-22 our score. Cox into the game now. Nate Cox for Central. Tipped away, stolen away. Jackson Smith. Oh, he tried to go all the way up with that one. Off the mark. Tried the highlight play there. Didn't go his way that time down, but ton of hustle displayed out of Jackson Smith. More there as he tips that one out of play.
Yeah, another good box out that time by Jackson Smith.
Now an opportunity underneath their own basket for Central as Cox has it with 30 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Pollock. Strong defense from the Ponies in the corner there. Jackson Smith gets the takeaway. Pass ahead to Henderson. Rayfield, clean look at a 3, makes a 3. Give credit to Wyatt Rayfield. 2 threes on the quarter, 7 total points, 8 on the night. Having a nice quarter for the Ponies here. That's going to be before the shot. So no free throws this trip down.
And it's going to go against Wyatt Rayfield, and that'll be his third.
So 2 seconds on the clock here, Bob, for Central to get a shot off. Pass along the baseline, blocked away.
And there's Jackson Smith with the block.
There it is indeed, and that's how this third quarter of action is going to end. 61 Ponies, 22 Central. We're going to take a quick break and rejoin you for the fourth quarter.
I truly believe that if you're going to do something better, you got to start by innovating. Think about how to solve for a customer problem in a way that's quicker, different, and more customer-centric. The bank's promise has been fundamentally the same from the beginning till now, and that's ensuring that all that we do is making the lives of our employees, our customers, and the communities better. And it's their better, not what's defined as our better.
To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here. Want to take the opportunity as the ball stolen away there by Willis and Central. I want to give the opportunity to give a shout out to the Central girls squad. One, they lead 43-28 over Madnockcook, but the shout out is due to Izzy Allen. She has reached her 1,000 point mark, so it's great to see. Will Kuzniers did it earlier on. Chance Mercier of Ellsworth as well. It's just a bunch of athletes doing a ton of incredible things right now. Is opportunity here in transition for Central. But big shout out to Izzy Allen getting her 1,000 points tonight.
And I witnessed a 1,000-point score last night in Shane Feeney from Machias. Got beat by Woodland last night, but he did score his 1,000th point in the fourth quarter of that game last night.
All over the place, Bob. A ton of great athletes around the state. Yep. More on the court tonight is Gustin up and in for 2 points.
I made sure I put a full tank of gas in my car before heading back on the airline coming back from Woodland last night.
Yeah, never a bad thing.
That is a long, desolate drive.
It is, but it is a good one when you get to watch basketball like that.
Absolutely.
Rayfield now. Passes it over to Henderson. Very active 2-3 zone now for Central.
Have you ever been to Woodland?
Not sure if I have, Bob, or at least not in a long time.
Stephen.
Trip I got to make, I'll say that.
Absolutely.
Substitutions now checking in for the Ponies.
I'd give you the culinary places to stop on the way down and back, but there aren't any. You literally you go 80 miles between gas stations.
Whitten and Aid, they both checked in last opportunity for the Ponies. Three-pointer might have been tipped there. Gustin had it, loses control, and it's going to go back to the Ponies. 61-24. Do want to mention that stick around for the ending of the broadcast. We'll have our Bangor Savings Bank player of the game, as well as hopefully coach. And if the score stays the same way it is, which with the time situation, this is going to be a difficult one to come back from. Coach Toby Nelson will be joining us after the game as well. But I got to give a lot of credit to the Central squad. Turnover in this situation, but they don't stop competing, Bob, as Topolsky's going to have a layup in transition there. But you want to match up against one of the better teams in Class B.
That is, you're building a program. That's really all you can ask for as well. And as the players progress, they're going to get better. And Coach Lancaster was saying the kids are working hard every day. And again, it's gonna come for them.
And you get better in opportunities like this, where you're playing up in competition in Class B, and a very good team in Class B at that. Meanwhile, on the court, both sides continue to play incredibly hard. It's great to see. Willis, he has it, leaves it over to Speed. Good shooter, makes that one.
Almost NBA range that time for Ben Speed.
He got the game and scoring started for Central with a 3 tonight, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. Topolsky swung that one over to Rayfield before Rayfield had established himself. So 63-27 our score with 5:29 remaining in this fourth quarter of action. Thank you all for joining us in tonight's broadcast. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel.
Ball tipped around, taken away by Rayfield. It's completely free to do so. All you need is a YouTube account. You can watch any of our current and former broadcasts on our channel. Shot put up there, off the mark. Rebound taken away by Gustin. The Ponies, they're sticking with this full court pressure. At least on that trip down they were. A couple substitutions now checking in. It's going to be Richmond, Pollock, Ladd, Cox, and Strout all checking in. Bob, I've had a workout with the names tonight. I mean, there's been
Yes, you had a lot of substitutions tonight. So,
but everyone that's been in the game has played extremely hard tonight. That's all you can really ask for in a high school basketball game. Ladd has it now over to Strout. Rayfield on him. Left over to Ladd. Nice extra pass inside. Richmond is going to have an opportunity from the free throw line here. That foul going to go against, see who they call that.
Caden Whitman, it looks like.
Yep. 2-4 they put up there on the board. So Kyle Richmond got an opportunity for 2 from the line here. Off on the first.
Pretty good crowd tonight here for a Thursday night as well.
And I've been very impressed with some of the crowds we've seen. And Bob, you go to a lot of games as well, and it's nice to see people back and filling up a gym. Makes it more fun for the athletes. As Richmond good on the second attempt there. It's a great environment. We love that you watch our games at home, but if you have the opportunity, definitely go out, support your local athletes. There's a lot of quality basketball going on across the state. Shot opportunity put up off the mark. Henderson, he gets the rebound. Missed attempt on that one, but that was Aid. Great second effort there. Aid and Henderson able to keep the possession alive this trip down for the Ponies. Ball played in now. Topolsky has it. 4:21 remaining this fourth quarter. Aid now. Played in. Henderson, Topolsky, Aid. That's going to be a 3-second violation there. Henderson knew it. Great ball movement, but sometimes you get too settled into the zone and lose track of where you are. Looks like that's what happened that time down for Henderson, but he's had a ton of great energy out on the court tonight. Cox now over to Strout. Strout the drive. Nice dish off. Ladd, clean look. Off the rim and off the mark. Topolsky racing back down. Pass intended for Henderson. A little out of control there. As you can see, Coach Toby Nelson motioning from the bench to calm down just a touch. You know, take your time in an opportunity like that. But you got to give credit to the player trying to make a play happen.
Yeah, they're still trying to work, make plays happen, and sometimes get a little too excited there.
And Connor Bean checking in, as well as Bryce Cadio for the Red Devils there. Strout has it. Dished off, but stolen away. I don't have an official number on turnovers or total steals by either side tonight, but the Ponies, they've been impressive on that end. And even situations where maybe they didn't force the turnover, it's their pressure that's really sped this game up and forced a lot in that sense.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, too, sometimes you don't necessarily press to get a lot of turnovers. You want to press to try to speed the game up, and they've certainly been able to do that tonight.
Yep, those are usually just the desired outcomes. If you can speed the game up to your level of play and tempo, it goes a long way in, you know, implementing your own game plan, and that's kind of been the story of tonight. Foul there against the Red Devils. 5 minutes to go. Brewer up on Nokomis, 48-46. That is a score update that we've received. So, Bobby mentioned Brewer earlier on, I believe, and quite the game going on over there.
Yeah, Nokomis is a solid ball club, too. Coach Anderson does a great job. And Nokomis, notoriously can be a difficult place to try to get a win. So,
they obviously, great team, great history in recent years as well, with Cooper Flagg doing great things on Mount Verde Academy, and we've actually had him on the broadcast before, so A lot of positive things happening around the state. Ball was tipped around for a moment there. It is going to stay with the Ponies. 8 had looking for Henderson. He had a post-up opportunity inside, but ultimately ends up in the hands of Topolsky to Rayfield. Good movement by Central up near top of the key. Just not quite able to get there, but Cox does come down with the rebound. Nice pass ahead. Tado blocked out of bounds there. Does come down with the rebound. Nice pass ahead. Tado. That replay brought to you courtesy of Maine Mapping Company. Ball stays with the Red Devils here. 2:30 left to play. Drive, handed off to Richmond. Takes a runner, blocked again. Going to get called for a foul that time. Want to take this opportunity to thank some of the sponsors who have helped make these broadcasts free and accessible for everybody. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection, to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today. There was a violation on that attempt, so there's going to be a redo, so to speak. I also want to thank Sean, Ryan, and the crew over at Hartley's there. If you need a vehicle, contact Sonny, Sean, Brian, or Ryan at Hartley's. Easy financing available. Great selection of new and used. Call 207-368-5751. So Richmond's sort of third attempt, you could say there. Timeout taken by Coach Lancaster. Going to take the opportunity to maybe have a learning or coaching moment here, Bob. We mentioned it before, but want to reiterate. Tomorrow, our schedule, we're headed to Central, where we'll have these two clubs on the women's side. And we had those two clubs here earlier on this year, and what was a fantastic basketball game, very competitive from either side. And actually had Coach Toby Nelson from the boys' side come up and teach me how to broadcast that game, so that was pretty fun. But we should have that game tomorrow. I will add the caveat of weather pending, depending on what happens with the weather tomorrow, but it's all our full intention to have that game for you.
Yeah, and Central going to, really couple of tough tests back-to-back nights, too, with Mananoquah tonight and then playing, a solid Foxcroft Academy team tomorrow night. So we'll see how they bounce back tomorrow after playing a good Mananoquah team tonight.
Yeah, a night where Izzy Allen got to her 1,000-point mark. Also, on Saturday, we will have Old Town at MCI Girls. That's, I believe, a 2:15 broadcast time for us there. Great opportunity to watch two of the better teams on the female side in our local area, so very excited for that one. So we'll have all that for you, but right now we are going to give you the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds of this one here.
I will be at Waterville on Saturday for the John Baptist Waterville doubleheader.
And that one's stolen away by Ladd there. Cox now has it. Opportunity for Central in transition, but poked away, stolen back by the Ponies.
Best part of that day might be breakfast.
For which day, Bob?
Saturday.
Yep. That's a good trip you're going on there. As pass inside. Henderson. Good on the 2-point attempt there.
Little nice omelet, little home fries, maybe some toast.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Do also want to mention after the game, we're going to try to get the Coach Toby Nelson of the Pony squad and our player of the game, which there's a spattering of names to choose from here, Bob, but I think effort and energy-wise and total and honestly some of what they've done this season and hasn't gone as noticed as it probably should in terms of statistics and numbers, but Jackson Smith has been a phenomenal player, not just today, but all season for this Pony squad. So I think he's a solid contender for the Bangor Savings Bank player of the game as there's a steal and transition
Absolutely.
there.
I think any contending team, too, you need somebody like that, it's not going to necessarily score a lot, but it's just going to be a pest on defense, rebounds the ball well, and he does a lot of the things that basketball people are going to notice, but maybe not the average person that might, come to a gym. But it'd be good to talk to him post-game and get his thoughts.
Technical foul called here. Not something you always like to see late in a game here. So the technical foul is going to be attempted first here. Maybe a disagreement in terms of the technical there.
It's kind of...
I actually believe that might have been Rayfield just because that gave him his 5th foul.
Yes. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Maybe a disagreement on the call, but score being the way it is, 1:23 remaining.
Surprising.
Hey, players are always passionate. I can understand that. But Cox, extra attempts from the free throw line here because they're going to shoot the technical first. So second attempt off the mark as well. So now I believe the free throws. Okay. This is the technical shooter, I believe. It's going to be Ladd. So that was Cox.
Yep.
Foul attempts. Now they're going to do the technical attempts, and then they're going to get the ball back. Ladd, he's off on the first there.
You always shoot the technical free throw second.
Because you get possession.
Right.
Off on the second there. So 4 attempts. Off on the 4. And with 1:23 remaining, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Toby Nelson elects to kind of take it slower on the offensive end and try to get out of here without any more, activity, so to speak. 67-29 our score. Pass intended inside, but tipped away by the Ponies by Inwin. Nice block there. Sent away by the Ponies in Witten. Henderson thought about the drive, tipped away, stolen by Ladd. Henderson applying the pressure. Ponies now just going to drop back as we are now under 50 seconds to play in this one. Nice extra pass inside. Ladd went up with it, but blocked away by Witten. And Chase, he's going to walk it up now. Ponies look like they're going to try to waste out the clock here, but good pressure by Central. Not going to let them just dribble out the clock. Topolsky has it. Over to Aid. This time, we're going to prepare for the Bangor Savings Bank Player of the Game and the post-game show. Bob Beath, my broadcast partner, is going to run down, try to grab Coach Toby Nelson along with Jackson Smith. The final 4 seconds in this one here, 67-29 our score, and our final score here. We're going to take a 30-second break and rejoin you for the Bangor Savings Bank post-game show.
I truly believe that if you're going to do something better, you got to start by innovating. Think about how to solve for a customer problem in a way that's quicker, different, and more customer-centric. The bank's promise has been fundamentally the same from the beginning till now, and that's ensuring that all that we do is making the lives of our employees, our customers, and the communities better. And it's their better, not what's defined as our better.
Welcome back here to the Bangor Savings Bank postgame show. Because we're going to have Jackson Smith come join us as our Bangor Savings Bank Player of the Game. Only on tally down for 6 points, but this is really just about his energy, his effort, and what he's done out on the court, game in and game out. And that effort and energy has earned him our Bangor Savings Bank Player of the Game. We're also going to have Coach Toby Nelson join us. We're going to have Jackson Smith. You can take this headset, step on over right here. So, Jackson, thank you for joining us up here. You are our Bangor Savings Bank Player of the Game, so this $10 gift card, that is for you. What you do on the court doesn't always jump off on the stat sheet, but it's something that we up here in the booth, and I'm sure people at home have noticed out of you in your game. We'll get into tonight in the specifics of that in a moment, but when you come off the bench, what is your mindset? Because you play with such energy and passion. What goes on in your mind when you enter a basketball game?
When I come into the game, basically, my mindset is just to try to give energy off the bench, try to give my team that momentum we need, pick it up, whether that's steals, rebounds, I'm not the best scorer, but I try to get in where I can and try to do what I can, do a little bit of the dirty work. I think that's kind of my role on my team. Everyone has a role, and I think that's what I like to do.
Well, I'd say tonight was a perfect example of that. You're selling yourself short. You are a good scorer, but you do it in unconventional ways. You get those second chance opportunities, and you make things happen in that way. What was working for you out there on the court tonight? What were you trying to take advantage of offensively and maybe defensively? What specifically did you see that you were taking advantage of out there?
Offensively, Caden, Jaden, they're driving. Everyone's, kind of collapsing on them, so I'm just trying to fill in gaps where they're leaving us open and dish off for a wide-open layup. And defensively, we were just trying to pick up the effort, just tempo, everything, try to run the floor, get steals, rebound every single shot, stuff like that.
Well, you did a great job. I do have to bring up the play. Transition opportunity for Jackson Smith, nobody on the other end. It looked like he tried to go up for the dunk there. Can you run us through that one again? Because that was one of my favorite plays.
I did try to dunk. I've been pretty close for quite a while, and I haven't got one in game yet, but hopefully coming up I'll get one.
Are you getting them in practice?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that was very close. And, no, Jackson, thank you so much for joining us here post-game. You are, again, our Bangor Savings Bank player of the game. You're a pleasure to watch. Thank you so much for coming up here and joining us, and best of luck to you and your club moving forward, and excited to see what's to come of you guys. But you can pass the headset off to Coach Toby Nelson. I know he's a popular man here amongst the FA fans and crowd, but you can pass the headset off to him. And one more time, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Here you go, Coach.
Coach Toby Nelson, thank you for joining us up here in the broadcast booth. Hey. That's a team that you had seen before, and we all know what the score was in that one. Coming into today, you're at the latter half of the season. I've heard you describe it in thirds at certain points.
We're in the final third now. We're past Martin Luther King Day, so we're in the final third.
How are you trying to keep your club up and every day trying to come with that same level of effort and intensity?
Well, the game against Ellsworth the other day was it might have been a turning point for us. And even though we lost the game, I really saw something in the kids that we haven't necessarily seen all year long. Where Jaden was out. We played 27 minutes without our point guard. You see what difference he makes. But the kids just kind of figured it out. We had guys playing in different positions. We had guys playing out of position, getting maybe some stretch minutes they weren't used to getting. And in the locker room afterwards, we had 5 guys that they emptied the tank. And we saw something there. So trying to get them ready for this one tonight. We're going by the mantra now that if we treat every team like we treat Ellsworth, we're going to be okay. And so this Central team, they don't have as many wins as Ellsworth, but that's our next best team up. We have to play against them the best we can. And we struggled early on. Look, Central is a scrappy team. Coach Lancaster has them playing hard, and it's a team that now go get wins. I want them to go get wins now. I'm going to be the biggest Red Devil fan out there to go get wins because it's only going to help us at this point.
Absolutely, and you still have some very valuable games left on the schedule as well, which we'll see you down the road, and we'll have some of those games. I know there's a tough Dexter game, last game of the season. But more on tonight. Let's just get into the X's and O's a little bit here. You came out on that full court pressure.
Yeah, we wanted to speed the game up a little bit. I think Central, in their heart of hearts, wanted to slow the game down. And so we said, you know what, we'll do our best to try to speed it up, try to move it along, try to get to the point where, we can kind of dictate tempo. And I think we came out with some 1-3-1 full court pressure. We came out with a little full court man-to-man, just kind of mixed it up a little bit to try to get them off balance. We worked a bunch of turnovers, and then if we could make a layup, that would be wonderful because we missed, 3 or 4 there in the first half. And, we could have stretched the lead out even more than it was. But the fact is we got that going in the second half. Second half we started off in a good run in the third quarter and got our starters out. And I really wanted to be able to play my bench today, and I'm glad they got the opportunity.
Yeah, and Coach, I'll end it with this. And you kind of took this question because you can tell you've done this before, this side of the booth as well. You took one of my questions, but you basically already said it. But the Ellsworth game, where do you think your club is at momentum-wise? And as you said, it's weird because it's off a loss, but you played that game, again, you mentioned this, but without Jaden, who's kind of the tempo setter offensively. And where do you feel momentum-wise and your club's morale? Just maybe reiterate that point, because going into this, as you've said, the latter third of the season, that's where it starts to need to get rolling.
I feel good about it. the 3 losses we've had this year, we haven't had our full complement of players. The 2 losses early in the season, we didn't have Fernando, and we lost to Caribou and Orono. Now, again, I'm not saying it would have made a difference, but it would have been nice to have him there, right? And then, of course, against Ellsworth, we didn't have Jaden. So, there is a commonality there that our losses have been when we've not been at our full complement of guys. So I'd love to play some of these teams when we have it and just see how it turns out. The Dexter game, the Caribou game for us, we went to the county and got a big win. So we're starting to do some things that we may not have seen in years past, and we're not far off from where we were last year. This club's starting to click, and maybe we peaked a little bit too early last year. I want to peak a little later this year, okay? And we got 7 games to go now, right? Yeah. So if we can do that, we got Bucksport coming up next Tuesday, Orono after that next Friday. I'm going to have no problem getting them up for the Orono game, and I shouldn't have any problem getting them for the Bucksport game because of the football rivalry we've had over the years. So, the 2 games that we need to take care of business next week and be at our best in order to garner some heel points down the stretch.
Yeah, Coach, thank you so much for joining us up here. Your club does a great job. Excited to see what's to come for you guys, and just continuing to do more of the same, and your depth and your players like Jackson Smith. Yeah. It was a pleasure to get him up here. I want to reiterate that point.
Great player, great kid.
Yeah. Doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but what he does shows up in the booth and at home, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us up here.
Appreciate it.
We'll take the headset from you. You can go join your club. But also, thank you, everybody, for joining us at home on this coverage of high school basketball by Eastern Maine Sports. Thank you very much. Signing off.